evening, everybody. Once again, welcome to another exciting session for the English After Work. My name is Angela. I am the coordinator for the English After Work sessions. I'm going to hand over shortly to the moderator for this evening, who will take us through the rest of the meeting. And this evening for our moderator, we have a very seasoned Toastmaster who used to serve as the club president for Stanbic L&D. She currently is a banker still with Stanbic Bank Ghana Limited and the portfolio programs quality director for Area 11 of Ghana Toastmasters. Her mantra is speak less, act more. Speak less, act more. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome our moderator for this evening, Toastmaster Susanna Osabute. TM, please take it over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I want to believe I can be seen and heard. Can I be seen and heard?
Yes, you are visible and audible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be your moderator for today's After Work. I want to believe that some of us are still in traffic, in this heavy traffic. Some of us will just go home trying to get things done. But the good thing is that we are here. And the reason we are here is because we want to learn and grow. So thank you all for joining. I want to believe that our colleagues will also join us as the meeting progresses. So today's After Work is going to be exciting and also insightful at the same time. I'm your moderator, Susanna, and I'd like to, for those of us who might be new to this whole After Work session and probably might not understand or know what it's all about, I would just like to share with you what this After Work session is about. So permit me to say it is an initiative by the Toastmasters Leadership Institute of District 94. And it is meant to provide avenues for training and development for all Toastmasters in the district. So I want to believe that we clearly now understand what the purpose for this meeting is all about, and I'm sure we'll all align. So moving on, I'd like to introduce to you our facilitator for today's meeting. She's in the person of DTM Nina Fadiga. I'd like to share with you a little profile of her. So our DTM Fadiga is a member of 4 clubs. She's also a sponsor of 2 clubs, a mentor of 2 clubs, a mentor of 7 Toastmasters, past club president, past area director, past division director, DTM since April 2024. She is the chair of Toastmasters Leadership Institute of District 94, and she's an internal controller for the mobile money provider and entrepreneur. And her favorite quote is, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel, by Maya Angelou. So with a warm welcome, please let's welcome our facilitator for today's After Work in the person of DTM Nina Fadiga, and she's speaking on the topic, Spice Up Your Session with Additional Roles. Please, with a round of applause virtually, let's welcome DTM Nina Fadiga. Over to you, DTM.
Thank you so much, Madam Moderator. And good evening, everyone. I was listening to my presentation and I was laughing in the meanwhile, because with all the qualities and all the skills that were described during my presentation, there is one thing that I cannot do, and I don't know how to do, is how to revert my camera. I don't know why I appear upside down. I don't know if you can see me normal way or not. And I was trying to find a solution. So if anybody on this session knows how to help me solve this problem, I would really appreciate it. It's a mystery. I don't know what happens. And if, because I would like all of us to have a discussion tonight. This after work is going to be an opportunity for us to discuss. So I would like us to please open our cameras so we can see each other. Hopefully, you will not be upside down like myself.
Hi,
And
Nina.
I would like to see you. I would need to hear you. I will need to communicate with all of you. So please, let's all open our cameras.
Okay.
So
Hi,
if
Nina.
anybody has a solution for me,
Yes, hi, Nina. If you can
we
kindly
have
hear
one.
me,
But
please, next to your camera icon, please click the dot. There's an arrow next to your camera icon. Please click on it.
Okay.
Once that comes up, it would open up a page that has a black screen, which is supposed to be your image. Please look at the top right-hand corner. There is a box with an arrow drawn on it that says rotate. Please click on it twice. It will correct your image.
Let me try this.
So the arrow next to your video icon.
Yes.
Once you click on that, please go to video settings.
Video settings. Yes.
Now there should be a box that has your image showing there. And at the top right hand of that box, there's a little arrow square there with an arrow. Yes, one more time.
Thank you so much. You are my savior. And thanks to you, I will go to sleep being a little wiser than I was a few minutes ago. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. I learned something new, and I love learning new things. And I hope that tonight we'll have the opportunity to learn how to spice up our Toastmasters meeting. I started by saying that I would like us to have a discussion as if we were in the same room, having this after work physically. So I would really appreciate if you could open your camera so I can see who I have the pleasure to speak to tonight. We are going to share and try to imagine ourselves all together during a Toastmaster session. There are 17 people connected. So let's imagine that we all attend a common Toastmaster sessions. It's like we have attended many Toastmaster sessions, so we are used to the different roles. You know that we're going to have a Toastmaster of the day. We're going to have speakers, some speech evaluators, general evaluators, so on and so forth. And as we, from one session, from one meeting to another, we always do the same thing over and over again. And at some point, some of us start to be a little bored because it seems that it's always the same thing, even though we are happy to see each other, and even though I would be really happy to see all of you tonight. But things are, starting to become a little annoying because we keep on doing the same things again and again and again. So tonight we have the opportunity to introduce, hopefully, some new elements in order to spice up our meeting. And what I would like us to do is I will try to present you a role, and we will discuss. You will tell me whether you know this role or not, if you are used to having it during your club session, and we will discuss the pros and the cons of this proposition that I will make to you. And following our little chit chat about this, we will try to put this into practice. So if it's okay for you, let me know. Tell me by reacting. Do you agree with my proposition? Is it okay for you? One person agrees. Thank you, Wula. So all the other members do not agree with my proposition. Okay. So I guess I will have... Yes? Okay. Okay, thank you. So yeah, because I was wondering if I had to just stop to say, okay, thank you, over to you, Madam Moderator, and good night, but no, okay, I can see that you agree. Thank you so much. So I have two propositions for you tonight, and and we will start by a role that is actually quite simple, but that has a tendency to disappear from our Toastmasters session. This is something that was very, very common a couple of years ago, but it seems this role seems to have a tendency to disappear, and it's the role of the let me remind to everybody that English is not my first language, so please excuse my pronunciation. And sometimes I may request the help of some of you who are fully bilingual to help me pronounce the words correctly. Is it, so Didi, I will ask, I would like to say aérateur. So I will ask those of you who are fully bilingual, French and English. How do you say that in English, aérateur?
Didi Amina, how do we say what?
Aérateur.
Aérateur.
Yes. Somebody who, une personne qui raconte des aérations, des blagues.
Okay. Oh, that might be a joke sayer. Somebody who brings in some fun and saying some jokes around during it.
Exactly. So that's a joke sayer. Thank you. This role used to be very common when I joined Toastmasters back in the early 2009, but it has a tendency to disappear. So our meetings have become more and more serious, and we have a tendency to forget that being able to add some humor in your presentation is also an important skill for a good speaker, because humor allows you to add some energy in your presentation. It also allows you sometimes to release tension when you're in a very tense situation, for example, when you're in a negotiation, something like that. Being able to add some humor is a skill that can help you, create connection with your audience also. And being a joke sayer doesn't mean that you have to present a humorous speech. It just means that you need to learn how to add some touches of humor in your speech. And the joke sayer is a role that can help you practice this skill, because the joke sayer is the person who is responsible for, let's say, maintaining a light and an engaging atmosphere all through the meeting. His role is mainly to lighten the atmosphere, to encourage interactions, and to add some energy to let's re-energize the participants. So this person can share some anecdotes. They can be humorous, they can be inspirational, but the person needs to find a way to lighten up the atmosphere, and do so during the transition. So this person is there to help Toastmaster of the day create smooth transition all through the meeting. And this is a very helpful role that can be played either by the Toastmaster of the day or by a person who is specially designed to do so. And also, the joke sayer is there to stimulate the members, stimulate their enthusiasm, encourage them to flow, create positive reactions, and allow them to remain involved in the meeting. So this role is very helpful for the Toastmaster of the day and for the global energy of the meeting. And from my point of view, this role requires 3 important skills. Apart from the preparation, of course, which is mandatory for all the roles, it requires, from my point of view, a good dose of spontaneity. Need to be spontaneous because, of course, you prepare your joke before the meeting, but you need to find the right joke to present according to the timing of the session. So the joke sayer must be, let's say, consistent with the meeting. So joke must be adequate for the moment when you have to speak. So you need to be need spontaneity, as I said previously, and adaptability. That's the first thing. The second skill that is requested for this role, from my point of view, is the ability to read the energy in the room. Because depending on the energy in the room, one joke can be efficient and another can be just like, can just fall down totally flat. So you need to be able to read the energy in the room and adapt your intervention accordingly. And of course, the third skill that is required for this role, from my point of view, is like a very positive, very energetic attitude, so that even though maybe you present a joke and not many people laugh or react positively to it, you need to yourself be positive enough to move on. So these 3 skills are very, from my point of view, are very important for a good speaker, whatever the situation. If you are spontaneous enough, if you are energetic, and if you know how to read the energy in a room, these are 3 main skills that can help and reinforce your intervention as a speaker. I don't know what you think about this, and what I would like to have your opinion about this. How can this role of joke sayer, is that it? How could this add positivity in your club meeting? And I would like any of you who is would be interested to share his or her opinion about it, to just open their camera and their microphone and share their point of view. Sorry. So who would be interested in sharing their point of view on this first role, the role of joke sayer, and the benefits it can bring to the session and to the person who plays this role? May I have your point of view? Anybody interested to share their opinion on that? No. If I don't have any volunteer, I will have to choose one. So who would like to volunteer, or would you like me to choose the volunteer? Let's see. I can see Jérôme. Toastmaster Jérôme, good evening. No. Okay, am I by myself on this meeting or?
You are not DTM. We're actually listening to you.
Okay, so.
And you are loud and very clear.
Okay, thank you, Didi Kajatu. So what would you think of this role and the skills that it will help you develop?
I'll try and apply it to my online club, for instance. I happen to belong to two different clubs. There is one in person and one online. And to be honest, when it comes to the in-person meetings, it's very easy to just be throwing jokes in between the roles that we play. The Toastmaster of the day can easily throw a joke. Even the general evaluator can easily throw a joke. Same for the speakers here and there. But with an online meeting, it's a little more challenging because most of the time these cameras are off, and then you don't get to appreciate the reaction of everybody here and there. You are not being able to watch even their expressions. It's difficult to know regarding what your feedback was right now. You were wondering whether we were here with you or we were not here with you. The effect or the impact might not be the same depending on the type of meeting you are running. So definitely, I think if we should embrace playing this particular role to season up a bit or spice up a bit our meetings, it would develop a few more skills beyond the ones that we've been building along confidence. Because for you to be a joke sayer, you would have to really be confident about what you are bringing out as an individual. So aside from you delivering your speeches online, you would also have enough self-confidence in you to enable you continue your presentation, whether people are giving you feedback with reactions or not, whether you are seeing them or not. You would be confident enough to know that I'm good at what I'm doing, so I can do this, and I am reaching them. That's one. And when you're not able to appreciate your audience with online, it's a bit like when you're delivering a project on managing a difficult audience. So if you are able to bring this on board and then try to look into delivering your role, regardless of the audience's response, and still be able to get one or even two, just two people to react in the midst of 17 or 18 people, I think you would have built a skill or two along the line beyond the listening and paying attention. That is my feedback, DTM Nina.
Thank you for this very insightful and efficient feedback. And I would like to have another opinion, especially on this self-confidence, capacity building. I can see that Toastmaster Owula has opened his camera. So I'm convinced that he wants to share something with us. Your mic is mute. You can mute your mic.
Hi, please pardon me. I was still in the office having a meeting. That's why the camera was off initially, just so that I wouldn't interrupt the session. But I do think that for the role as having someone who will be a jokes master during a meeting is one thing that can help lighten up the meeting. This will be one great way where people who are within that meeting would get to enjoy something that will be out of the very formal way of speaking. For most people, I realize that they tend to want to incorporate a joke or two once they are delivering their speeches. And even when you are giving a very formal speech, a level of a joke that you can give can even be incorporated in a formal speech. It has to be respectful. You have to put in context where you know the audience in which you are speaking to. Then again, I would like to say, if I was delivering a speech and I'm not too comfortable or I want to break the ice with the people, I might attempt to speak French. pas d'aussi l'amour n'est pas obligatoire. Je peux vous aider avec des réponses adaptées à vos besoins. My French may not be good. Some people would start laughing, but I'll find a way to incorporate this in just to get the room in a very light and friendly manner so that I get some people laughing or some people even interested because I know they're going to say, but he speaks Chi. Why is he attempting to speak French at this moment? Just something that would be. So I do believe that having a jokes master during a meeting is one thing that is also great.
Thank you so much for your contribution, and I appreciated your your attempt for speaking French. Thank you so much for this. So I totally agree with both of you. This role can give a member an opportunity to work on their self-confidence because you need to be really confident and have confidence in what you do and what you say to stand up and find the energy to try to throw jokes, especially in an environment where things are very formal, very serious, and that requires self-confidence, and also you will develop some abilities that will definitely be helpful as a speaker and as a leader, to face some difficult situation, whether quelle qu'elle soit. For those of you who don't speak French, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that in English. Whatever they are, face some difficult situation, whatever they are. So this is interesting. I would like now to know if anybody would feel confident enough to try to throw to us a little joke right now that would be consistent or relevant with what we have been talking about since the beginning of this meeting, and see how they can try that. Who would be courageous enough and self-confident enough to try and throw us a little joke right now? Anybody? Okay, if nobody feels confident or nobody wants to do it now, I would like to ask one of you, however, to think about this, and before the end of our after-work session, I would appreciate if somebody would try and throw a joke, and we will see the other members' reaction and we will discuss about it. And I would like to ask, let's say, I insist on Jérôme because it sounds like a French name. That may be the reason why. So Toastmaster Jérôme, you please, before the end of our meeting, try and prepare a little joke for us. I would just like a reaction from you to say if you're okay with it. No. I will see you. One day I will know who you are, Toastmaster Jérôme. Maybe when the next time I come in Ghana, I will look for you and then we'll meet you. You will not have the opportunity to close your camera. So, but it's not a problem. It was just an attempt, but we'll move on. We move on to the second role that I would like to present to you this evening, and I would like us to discuss about it. It's I don't know if it's something that is common in Division C or G, or even in Division J, but it's not very common in at least in my environment. It's the evaluator of it's not the evaluator of the table topics. is the evaluator of the people who speak during the table topic. So this person is not there to evaluate the way the table topic session was organized and how it was run, but this person is there to evaluate the people who spoke during the table topics, because when you deliver a prepared speech, you have a speech evaluator, and in most clubs, when you deliver an impromptu speech during the table topics, you do not have any evaluation. So this role, I have seen it practiced in several countries, especially in Burkina Faso, and also I think I've seen it with one of two clubs in Togo. And I believe it's a very, very interesting role because it gives the opportunity to people who would not receive any direct, who usually not receive any direct evaluation, to be evaluated, especially the guests who can still have the opportunity to receive a little evaluation about how things went on when they spoke. And I believe this is something that can be very useful for those whose only opportunity to speak during the session is the table topic. So I don't know if this is something that you are familiar with in Division C or GE, and no?
No.
No, doesn't exist. So it's very interesting. So the person takes 3 minutes, and within these 3 minutes, we'll say, for example, let's say, imagine we just had a table topic session, and so I have to just give a few elements to you, Didi Kediatu, about your intervention, exactly the way I would do with the prepared speech, how it went, what are the positive elements, one element that you may want to improve, and give this evaluation regarding the how do you say that in English? La forme et le fond. L'évaluation sur la forme et sur le fond.
Okay, the structure and then the content.
Exactly.
The delivery.
So a very, very short evaluation about the structure and the content of the delivery. I don't know, what do you think of this? Do you think that this would be something that could be useful during your sessions, and how would you envision that? Well, Toastmaster Wula, I believe we are only 3 on this this session, so we'll have to discuss to be the 3 of us. So what is your you give us this?
Mina, I do believe that for most of the meetings, the general evaluator should be able to give feedback to those who do table topics. But then again, a table topics master can also take on that role where they will do very 10 to 20 seconds quick evaluations of the table topics that are delivered. That is the only way our guests would get to know that, are we answering table topics right, or do we need to do better? Or some short comments about their table topic submissions can also go a long way to help them. So I think this is the right thing to do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but usually the general evaluator evaluates the topic master most of the time. I don't know for you, but at least in Côte d'Ivoire, that's usually what happens. So the general evaluator speaks about the way table topics were organized, and he usually evaluates the topic master, but not necessarily the speakers. I would be interested in having your opinion on that role. Toastmaster Angela, Madam Coordinator, what is your point of view on this, about this role?
Yeah, thank you, DTM. I apologize. I will not be able to be on video for now.
Okay.
But I think that for every Toastmasters meeting, it's important to create an avenue for people to be able to speak. And having this additional role, not necessarily incorporated into the GE's role, which I think could have been a good idea. However, if we are thinking of giving more people the opportunity to be able to speak in meetings, then it would be good to have an additional role player who would also evaluate the table topic sessions. And I think it would be interesting because usually there are more respondents to the table topic sessions, and so there are more people to evaluate, right? However, it's usually the responses are usually shorter, of course, than the main speeches. And this would really test the person giving the evaluation to be able to give an evaluation of a really short speech, which is also a kind of a different feel on its own. So I think it would be good to have another role player like that. Yep.
Exactly. And this role, as most of the roles during the Toastmaster session, has an added value for those who receive the evaluation and also for the person who provides this evaluation. Because as you said, you need to work on your ability to evaluate, to be very specific in your evaluation, have a very short evaluation, 10 to 20 seconds maximum. And so I think that this is something is very interesting. But I've tried to introduce this role in some of my clubs, but people are scared. Yeah, that's always, the people are always scared. They're not used to it, so they're a little reluctant. They don't really want to do it. But this is a role that I have played a couple of times when I went abroad and attended some session, and I found it very, very useful. And I believe that we should try to introduce this to our session. The good thing is that Toastmasters has given us, a canvas of the way our club meetings should be organized, but they also gave us the opportunity to create, new fields and add some new roles. So let's not restrain ourselves and remain in the same framework over and over again. And for these roles that are there to spice up a little bit our meetings, maybe we cannot have them at every session, but from time to time, decide to introduce this. Let's say we have a special session. If we do, for example, during a session where we don't have a lot of prepared speeches, we decide to allow a longer time for table topics, and then in this special session we add this role of evaluator, and it will have, I think, will have some very some value added value. I don't know for the members. Valeur ajoutée, we say in French. So these are two of the roles that I wanted to share with you tonight. I don't know if there are any specific question regarding these two roles, or if there are no specific question, maybe I will just present to you one last, which is something that always works. It's a quick win. It's the quiz, the principle of having a quiz. And I attended some sessions where instead of having a watcher, I don't know if it's a role that you have in Ghana, the watcher, person who makes sure that people have I've been listening actively during the session. So at the end of the session, they ask some questions to see if you were, focused on what has been said during the session. In French, we call it the watcher, and we have this in English, but it's somebody who is there to make sure that people who attended the session have listened to what has been said by asking some questions. And so there are two ways of doing this. You can ask, you can do it formally. Say, okay, what is the color of the headscarf of DTM Nina Fadiga? So you have one question, or you can present it as a quiz. You say, okay, I will ask a few questions, and who is the first person who will give me the answer? So first question, what is the color of the headscarf of the DTM Nina Fadiga? Who is going to answer?
Dark blue.
Yeah, congratulations. So this is just a fun way to ask some questions about what happened during the session and make sure that the person reacts. Presenting it as a quiz is usually fun. People appreciate it, and it helps and lighten up the atmosphere at the end of the session. So this is really a quick win. Every time you have the opportunity to ask questions, just ask them as a quiz, and you will see that people will become enthusiastic and will laugh and have fun. So this is one of the easiest way to spice up the session. Add some quiz, some very light questions, nothing complicated, and things will be, I'm convinced, very, very efficient, and your meeting will be very effective, and people will leave the meeting with very positive impression of what you did. So these were the 3 little tips that I wanted to share with you tonight. And I am now open for any question or any comment that you may have. I don't know exactly how long we still have before the end of my intervention, because I don't see any timer, but that will be all for me, and I'm now open for any question or any comment that you may have. Okay, we have 10 minutes for the questions, if there are any. If there are no questions, we're going to have to apply one of these rules, so I will still have to find somebody to give us a joke. No question. Everything was clear. Oh yes, go ahead, please, Ola.
Yes, hi, DTM Nina. I think everything was clear, and we did enjoy the session with the alternate ways we could also add on to a meeting. I wanted to check from you, is it possible a club could do something like a festival of table topics where that entire meeting would have no prepared speech, but we would have the whole session where people are going to answer table topics questions back to back. And I believe this can help involve everybody who was there for that particular meeting. Once we are done with that, somebody comes back and gives evaluation. So this is where we can use an evaluations master, where we give only table topics back to back. Then we have, maybe say 2 people give feedback on all the evaluations given from the various points that they wrote. I was thinking this is some creative way you can organize a meeting and get active participation of every member who was present.
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very good idea. I'm convinced that it's a very good idea. But the thing is, to have an effective Toastmasters meeting, we need to have at least one project, somebody who will work on the project. But you know that the table topics is actually part of the active listening, can be used, work on the active listening project. So we could definitely use that. So we will have one topic master who will work on his active listening project, and the session dedicated to table topic. This is totally possible, and it could be. You actually gave me an idea. I think that would be very, very interesting. Something very interesting to do. So we have topic master works on his pathway project. So we have this point is okay. We have a table topic session, so we give the opportunity to all the participants to speak, and we have a new role as the evaluator for the table topics. That's actually a very good idea, and if you have the opportunity to put that in place, let me know how it went. And I think that's actually a very good idea. That could be really fun. Very fun, but very challenging for the topic master, because he or she will need to be very, very efficient and very prepared. Good question, good transitions, good summary of the answers. But I think this is actually a very good idea. Any other question?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Should I say Toastmaster TM Nimna?
Yes.
Yes. So my name is Sika. I want to quickly just throw in the suggestion as well. Can we have a pathway for humor developing, like you rightly mentioned about someone telling humor? Sometimes when you're doing public speaking and the room is tense, you are just looking for that one thing that can lighten up the space, but you don't even have it in you. Like, we come here to learn public speaking. Can we also make it as part of the project that we can come here to learn how to develop the humor skills? Because if we can learn how to speak, we can then learn how to be humorous also. So just a suggestion, if it can be added to as part one of the pathways or the projects that we do on Toastmasters, we come to learn how to, develop humor.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Toastmaster Sika, for this suggestion. But actually, there is a path which is called engaging humor, which will help you work on these skills, and it's a very helpful path. I actually worked on it. This was the second path that I worked on to become a DTM, and it really helped me because I was not very funny person. I can assure you that, and it helps you work on yourself, learn how to introduce humor whenever you speak. And it's very, I think you should, I would encourage you to have a look at it. Not people have a tendency to think that this path will make you present 15 humorous speeches. That is not the case, not at all. It will help you develop and introduce humor in your speeches, which is different from presenting the humorous speech. So I would really encourage you to do it. And if you work on it, if you finalize it, there is one special project that will definitely develop your skills regarding humor, because there is one project where you have to present 2 impromptu humorous speeches of 3 minutes within the same session.
Okay.
There are about 10 different topics, and the Toastmaster of the day just chooses one of them and calls you, and you have 3 minutes to deliver a humorous speech. When you come out of that, I can tell you that you are prepared for any situation, whatever the situation, you know how and when to introduce humor in it. I really encourage you, if you have the opportunity to choose another path, try this one. Engaging.
What's it called, please?
Engaging humor.
Engaging humor. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM.
You're welcome. Okay, any other question? Well, if there are no other questions, I would really like to thank you all for your attention. I was very pleased to be part of this after-work session tonight. Thank you all, and I will give back the floor to our facilitator. Over to you.
Thank you so much, DTM, Nina, Fadiga. We want to say thank you for sharing with us these insights on how to spice up our meetings with these additional rules. And it teaches us to know that in Toastmasters, actually, you can be versatile and then be creative, so that your meetings are not always monotonous and following a particular path, and also in making it more inviting for other members or Toastmasters or even the club members to want to always come for meetings. And I'm very sure that even for those of us on this call have taken in a word or two, and I'm sure we'll take it into our meetings and also try it maybe with the humor. Personally, I'm also not very humorous, so probably it will help me to develop some kind of humor skills, and so that we can use it to spice up our meeting. So it's been very encouraging. It's been very insightful, and we really want to thank you for your time. And for all the participants who asked the questions and gave their suggestions, I'm very sure that we'll take it in good faith and run with it. Thank you so much, DT and Fadiga. So moving on, we would like to invite TM Nathaniel to propose a toast. Is TM Nathaniel on the call?
Certainly, I'm on the call.
Good to see you.
It's great to see you. The timing was just so perfect. I just go home and then I had to be on camera again.
Wow,
perfect timing for me.
Yes,
okay.
Over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's time for us to propose the toast, and I love the session that we had. And let's pick up these nuggets and let's practice it in our various respective clubs. And this is going to, of course, help us to spice up our club and get more people on board. In the same vein, I also want to thank the organizers for organizing this session for us. I'm super excited I was able to make it. I thought I couldn't make it, but I made it and I've listened through till the end of it. Thank you for organizing this. And of course, thanks to all of you for making time to be here. Of course, Christmas is just around the corner. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Let us enjoy Christmas to the maximum. And of course, the time to give. Give to anybody you know, someone you don't know. And it's always going to bounce back in many blessings in that regard. So on that note, let's get our drinks. If you have water, I have a bottle of water here because I'm very thirsty. That's what I'm going to use to propose the toast. Anything that you have, just raise it up. And so we are proposing this toast to long life, to good health, to prosperity, to oneness, to happiness. Salute, that we all drink to that.
Salute. There we go.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Over to you, Madam Kwon.
Thank you, TM Nathaniel. I'd like to also acknowledge timer in the person of TM Shaney and Zoom master in the person of TM Gaius Yakusi. Sorry, actually DTM Gaius Yakosi. And thank you all for coming on. We started, I think, around 7:05, and we've been on till now. Thank you all for coming, and I wish you all a good and blessed week. Enjoy your evening. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night, everyone. Thank you,
night,
DT
everyone.
Nina.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
bye,
you.
bye,
Bye.
everyone. Hey, safe journey home, Tia Angela and Didi Gloria.
We didn't hear your voice.
Bye.
Bye.